This is not financial advice. I am not a professional stock trader, nor am I a financial advisor of any kind. I make no guarantees, nor do I offer any promises of any kind with the processes or information shared in this video. Okay. What's up, you guys? First off, I know it's been a while, but I've been like really busy, you know, a lot of stuff going on. Trading options is not the only thing I do in my life. Okay. I've had a lot of stuff going on, and I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me. And yes, I do have a Discord for everybody asking, which is you know, it's been a challenge running. I have a pretty good group in there right now, and you know, a lot of things going on. So if you guys are wondering what I'm up to right now, I'm about to break it down, and I'm about to show you exactly what I've been up to. Okay, so I think I need to go back to, let's see, I think I need to go back to the day back here. I think this was CPI report or something. I don't really keep up with them. FOMC, CPI, it all sounds the same to me. All right. Anyway, the day before this report came out, I was looking at this going down, and one of the people that I consider a friend now and starting to be really good friends with said, "Hey man, I think we're going down. I think on the CPI tomorrow it's going to dump. I think, you know, that I want to get in on some puts." And we talked about it, we discussed it, and I agreed. I said, you know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. Okay. So she went back and she looked over, like, I think the last 9-10 reports, something like that, what happened on this day. I think it's CPI. And every single time she did the data, she checked, and it went down. It did go down. It dropped significantly. I remember some of these drops. Some of these drops, you know, I was in on. So I remember some of them. But anyway, she was like, it's going to drop. We discussed it for like a good 2 weeks, and it's going to drop. And I said, okay, I believe you. I got it. And I believe this was the day before it. So she was like, you know, I'm going to take some puts. And I'm not going to tell you her whole strategy because she's actually pretty smart, and she figured out a good strategy for herself. I'm not going to give it away. Okay, but she really has a good strategy for dealing with these days. But on this particular day, okay, Cyberman had to think about it. And so Cyberman said, listen, I'm going to take some puts, but I don't know if that's, you know, when she told me, I literally waited right before the market closed, down to literally the last 2 minutes, and then I put in the order. She kind of got mad at me. She kind of was like, you know, we talked about this, and you assured me that you know, kind of like you don't believe me. And it's not that I don't believe in you. It's that I know how tricky this market is. So I said, you know what? I was having a discussion with some other friends after, and I said, I think the puts are a good idea, but I think I'm going to take some calls too to cover those puts, because I have a funny feeling they're going to run this thing up. And the reason I have a feeling they're going to run this thing up is because they've basically been so undecided about what they're going to do, you know, and all in a nutshell, the election, you know, coming up, and I think on this particular day they didn't announce who won the House, and primaries and all that, primaries, scamberry, all that crap. So anyway, I was like, you know, because of that, and because everybody expects it to go down, and because of some key levels that I think we need to hit. And basically there was a lot of sell pressure, or was it buy pressure? No, a lot of buy pressure pushing this thing up. We still had that $4 buy pressure down below. We still had a lot of things that didn't get dissipated when they worked this thing down. When they worked this thing down, they took about $4 off that buy pressure. That was like an $8 spread below, right? So if you don't know what that is, go watch my other videos. It's in the Start Here videos, okay? Anyway, so I was like, after market ended, a couple minutes into the market, I said, you know what? I want to buy some calls. And so I did just that. So I'm not going to tell you how much I made because I don't like to ruffle people's feathers, you know, but this gigantic move up here, I caught it. And I caught it because I wasn't thinking like somebody would just die hard on the numbers or whatever, and this has to do this because the VWAP and the VPOP and the blah, blah, blah. Okay, I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking, you know, they didn't announce who won the seat. And I know that, excuse me, if they announce that the Republicans win the seat, this thing's probably going to go up. They haven't announced anything. They announced the Democrats won the seat, it's probably going to go down or it's going to go across. They didn't announce anything. And I said, you know what? Turkey Day is not too long from now, a couple weeks out. They got to stimulate the economy. That means they got to stimulate the market to get people in a better mood. They're probably dropping stimulus checks on people, you know, however that feels. I never got one, but they're probably dropping stimulus checks on people. All these things to stimulate the market, people going out, getting their yard burro or that turkey. People spending money, they're getting a happy season. You know, Christmas and all that, I like to see the time of the year. People are a lot nicer. And so I was thinking about all that stuff, man. And I was thinking about going down, and I already went down. So I was thinking about all that stuff and having a conversation with like 20 other people. And I told these things and why. And like maybe one of them agreed with me in the beginning, and then in the end they all agreed with me because all the valid points I brought up, right? So I don't know what they did, but I took a put, I took puts literally right here at the last 2 minutes out. And then I got to thinking, I said, you know, I'm going to cover those, man. And like a couple minutes in, I bought the same amount of calls at, about the same strike price. I don't remember. So anyway, make a long story short, you see what happened. You see, I came back after I got out the gym that next day to a bad surprise, which wasn't like physically, it was something financially that happened to me that I'm not going to talk about. I came into a nice surprise of this thing jumping up like this. And my account for my puts was down to $1,000. It wasn't worth shit. It was worth about $1,000. But my account for my calls was way the hell up there. Okay? Easy 6-figure day. All right? So I did that because I thought about it in a whole different way, all right? That's how Cyberman does it, man. I'm not just a technical guy like that. I think about it in a different way. I may not make a trade for 3 or 4 days, but when I make a trade on something like this, I win, and I win big usually, okay? And I did. Oh, boy, I did. I won huge. So what I'm getting at is this. You guys that don't know how this works, okay? You don't know, you've never had your one-on-one with Cyberman. I'm not trying to pump myself up, but I'm just saying you've never literally talked to Cyberman. You just texted me here and there in the chat room and asked me a few questions here and there. All right. I'm not the average guy that you trade with. There's a lot of stuff I do that other people don't do. All right. But, and I dropped, I don't know how long ago it was, 10 days ago maybe, I dropped a video on it's called Lessons in Liquidity, okay? So I basically gave you a liquidity lesson where I kind of showed this diagram of the chart for the day and how I traded up and how I traded down and why I did what I did looking at liquidity and using all the videos in my start here, okay? Because I'm a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. I'll swing trade something. Like I'm swing trading this right now, but I am a day trader. If I could get in, get out, seconds and minutes are what I work in. If I could turn those seconds and minutes into an hour or two or all day when I'm winning and I use my rule of eights and everything's working out for me, okay. I guess I'm swing trading it for the day, but I don't like to leave money on the table unless I see a reason to, okay? So right here, which is the point I'm going into, okay? Now I got all my key levels marked. You see what indicators I use up here. That's all I use. 5, 20, 50 EMA and volume, which I don't really look at a lot, but I do use it when I use it and whatever. I got my pre-market, I got my measured moves, okay? Got my EMAs, and I mark my pressures out. If you guys don't know what all that is, go watch my Start Here series on YouTube, okay? Well, yeah, you're on YouTube right now anyway. So anyway, this morning, at the start of this day, we had about 3 more tiers of liquidity up here, okay? And the reason I'm making this video is because this is different than the liquidity that I did over here, what I refer to as my Maya pyramid right here, okay? This liquidity is different than this. It's the same thing, it's just in a different form, all right? If you didn't watch this video, listen to liquidity, then go watch it, okay? I know it's like 30 minutes or whatever, but trust me, if you're new to this game, you don't know what's going on, man, you need to watch all my videos. I break this shit down, all right? Anyway, people get with me and they start making money anyway, because they start understanding what's happening, okay? But all these purple boxes here are different tiers of liquidity that have not been taken, that they did not get. So let me explain to you a little bit how this works. Started here, comes up here, and they've snatched all the liquidity out of everything here. So what do you think it has to do over here? It has to come down, okay? Let me show you. Right here this morning, it tried to come down, okay? It tried. And we had a gap to fill here. It tried to come down. But, people started taking, my guess is I looked at DP data and people started taking a lot of calls because they're like, it got to go up. It got to go up because we had this big $12, $14 move. Yeah, well, you don't know what you're talking about. AI does what it wants. It goes up when it wants, it goes down when it wants, but it always comes back to get its money, okay? And these purple boxes are its money. In a business, you put money in to make money, all right? That's how this works. This is not no magical game of let me throw money at the stock and I'm going to drink hopium, smoke hopium, roll hopium up, as we have in my Discord discussions a lot about these things. You don't do that. You got to know what's going on, okay? So when you know what's going on, you know why I would swing this trade by looking at this stuff here, all right? You know why I would swing this trade. Today and yesterday, coming in here, one of the people who is in my Discord, I broke one of these boxes down. I broke the move down of the way it was looking and the way I thought it was going to go because of this setup, that setup, what have you. And literally 10 minutes later, it happened, okay? This is not because I'm getting lucky, man. I'm doing 100% a lot. I'm doing 95% a lot. I'm doing 90%, between 90 and 100% a lot on the SPY, okay? And Tesla sometimes too, even though I don't like Tesla, okay? I don't like Tesla, so I won't really trade it. Plus, I think it's too expensive. But everything here, this is how I'm gonna get out of here, okay? Because I'm hungry and I'm gonna go eat. But everything here is liquidity, man. And if you guys would stop playing the wrong side of the track, I'm not gonna tell you, but if you stop playing the wrong side of the track, and AI makes its move down because AI don't have anything to grab up here except for this, Okay. This is all AI has to grab because you only make money when you sell. That's it. Okay. You would know that if you were, you know, part of what I got going on, right? If you're part of it, you would know that. You only make money when you sell. There's certain things that we know that we abide by, you know, and a lot of us win. A lot, meaning like, I can't really think of anybody in my room that loses. Okay, they do lose, not a lot, but I can't think of anybody in my room. And there's like 40 something people, maybe 50 something people that are in there. Okay. All I'm saying is, you guys, please figure out what's going on because you're messing up the trading for me. AI wants to do one thing, but then you're smoking on hopium and you're saying, oh, this got to go up, this got to go down, really learn to read this thing, and then you could trade any stock. Okay, really learn what's going on, then you can trade any stock, especially fast and volatile moving stocks. All right, and the reason I'm saying that is because there's so much damn money. Look at. And this morning, this was full of these these purple boxes also. Okay, this morning in a chat room, I said, this is what I'm doing. There's a lot of money out there, folks. This is what I'm doing. And guess what happened? What I said, what I told you. Okay, because I know how to read this thing. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a magic man. I can't tell you what to pick. You know, that's illegal anyway. I can't tell you that. So that's why I don't. I tell you what I would do. And I tell you why I do it. And if you really want to learn it, I tell you that. If you pay attention and you actually break down what I say and, you know, it's funny, but you start to win. But anyway, this here had a bunch of liquidity here. And look they snatched it today. They came down, they took it. Then guess what? Right here, when it was supposed to drop, it was said to drop, somebody buys up. Now, that might have been the AI keeping it up, but why? Why would it keep it up? Oh, yeah, there's liquidity up here. But being to the fact that it only snatched the liquidity, there was a bar of liquidity here filling this gap. There was a whole bar right here. It took that. But I don't think that was AI. I think that was somebody else taking it. That's another story. But we still got a little liquidity up here, guys. That's why early this morning, I said, listen, this is a straddle day. I'm doing a straddle. I don't know what you guys doing. I can't tell you what to do. But whatever number we come in at the market, I'm doing it. And guess what happened? That's what I did. And guess what happened? Yes. Yeah. I didn't have a six-figure day, but I did have almost 100% day, okay? And I only say that because when I break this thing down, what I did was I got in at a certain number straddle in the beginning of the market. It went down. I felt like this thing's going to push down further. Why? Because it got to come and get this money here, you guys. It got to drop down into this big $14, $12 box here, okay? And get this money. Now, whether it does it all at once or it does a little bit like it did today, a $4 move today, whatever. But I want to be on the receiving end of some of that money. All right. So that's why I held on to my puts because I figured it's probably going to come up here, snatch this liquidity, come down. So my calls were losing. My puts were winning. And I did not cash out because I figured it got to come down. So right when it was breaking down and looking like it was going to do a reversal and come back down this way, and it's confined as a consolidation there, it took off that way, okay? So it hit up that way, and like I said, it's another story. I'm not going to say why. Make the video like two hours if I explain that. So it came up here, snatched all this liquidity, then it got rejected, come back down, all right? And so I figured it has to drop. But what I did was on my straddle, when I got to the top, my calls made enough money to take care of my puts and my profit, Okay, I got profit. I took care of those losing puts I had down here, and I got my money back on that contract. All right. Then up here, I noticed that puts were 12 cents. So since these puts that I put in at the beginning on my straddle were losing so bad, up here, I bought a whole bunch of these 12-cent puts. I bought enough to even it out, about maybe 75% of what I was losing. Because I still figured the market's coming down, man. They were 12 cents. There was some for 7 that I should have got. That's my mess up. I should have got those. And those actually would have turned out way better for me. But I bought a whole bunch of them. And by the time I got back down here, I bought so many of them to average out that my puts were losing. They started winning. And those were 391s. And this is way up here. So by the time we got down here, or here, one of the two, I was able to sell off the other side of the straddle and profit because I averaged out. And I was able to sell off all those 12-cent puts except for runners I had. And then from here to here on this last hour, I started selling off 2 here, 4 here, 2 here, 8 here, 10 here. Yeah, I had a lot of them. So to average them out. And by the time I got over here, I literally had like 4 left. And then they had a low pullback. And then I was like, I literally came out of the market and I only lost $2. Okay. I only lost $2 the whole day because of my money management and seeing the opportunity. Now, do I have puts? Yes, I still have puts, but they're not expired. I'm looking ahead because why? Because I know it has to come down and snatch this money. But the only way it's going to do that is if people know what's going on and they stop putting their money in the market where they don't need to put the money in the market. Because what you do is you're costing people who know money. Okay, so the thing is, please learn this stuff so you're not, first of all, wasting your money. Second of all, getting in people who are really doing this, you're not getting in their way. If you think your little dollars don't count, you are dead wrong. They count a whole lot, okay, a lot. But I'm just saying, invest them right. Day trade them right if that's what you're going to do. Don't be all over the place and actually know what you're doing so that you can start seeing profits, man. So we got this liquidity up here. So I'm guessing in the morning, what I would like them to do is I would like them pre-market to take this guy out. And then I would like to head south, for the winter there. It's winter time and I would like to go south and get some of this purple money over here. I guess it could act as the sun for me, whatever. Come get some of this. But I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat, and this is just to update you what I'm doing, you guys, all right? Go watch the videos. If you need to really contact me, okay, what you need to do is you need to hit CB76 at Cyberman76.com, okay? It's not a website. It's that I bought an email address, okay, because my Gmail couldn't handle all the emails I get. All right. So hit me up there, man. And I could let me see what I can help you with. All right. CB76 at Cyberman76.com. Cyberman has 2 N's. CYBERMANN 76.com. Okay. CB76 at Cyberman76.com or register at Cyberman76.com. Okay. So have a good night. I hope you guys are set up properly for whenever this thing dumps tomorrow or maybe next week, whatever. I hope you guys are set up right. And I hope you guys are day trading this thing right. All right. And I wish everybody $1 million I wish everybody could be up $1 million in the market. All right. I'm not against you, man. I'm not. I'm with you. All right. But you know what? If we can get everybody on one accord, we can actually do something about them playing with the market. Like yesterday, like right here, they were holding the market up. There was no goddamn buy pressure. They created buy pressure today. There was no damn buy pressure, and this was artificially being held up right here, right here, right here, right there, right there. And in pre-market, they pumped it up. And they held it up all day. Okay? And then look what we got on the zoom out. The eyes have heels, head, and shoulders there. Okay, you got the head growing out of shoulder there. That's what I'm talking about. Got the head growing out of shoulder. You know, we got a big W there for those who trade patterns. We got a sideways. We got an ascending M there. We got a descending W. We got another loosely eyes have heels, head, and shoulders there. All right, there's a lot of stuff in here to look for if you know where to look, you guys. All right, it's not that hard. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go eat. And good luck trading out there, you guys. All right, bye-bye.